Crazy how time flies. I graduated from art school over 30 years ago and spent pretty much the last 3 decades living and working in Southeast Asia. Over the past couple years, I made over 372 videos on YouTube, just trying to find my voice, trying to find what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it. And I finally realized I was running from instead of where I needed to go, and that's how I teach photography the way that life has trained me to do. Studying the art masters, the way that they knew light, they understood light, they studied composition, and they painted from their soul way before algorithms were ever invented. This is my pivot. And if you're tired of all the AI slop that's out there and you want to create something that actually means something, then this is for you. Art school in the 80s, that was pretty much the last era before everything kind of went digital. I studied everything: photography, illustration, design, art history, Rembrandt, Caravaggio, Vermeer, Hopper, O'Keeffe, Dali, Jackson Pollock. I learned how these masters used light, not as a tool, but as in a language. Then life happened. I worked in Asia for about 30 years. Along the way, I've never really ever stopped photography. I've collected cameras, Sony RX100, Cybershots, Nikons, Canons, Fujis, a little bit of everything, and tried it, but always kind of came back to Sony. But past few years, I've really gone to vintage lenses. I had some friends in Russia, and I got some Helioses. I made some contacts in Tokyo and got some great Takumars, and I just really enjoy using them. I've tried a little bit of everything on this channel: gear reviews, DaVinci tutorials, just trying to find what I was supposed to say. And then I really looked at YouTube, at photography education. And I saw the same thing everywhere. Gear specs. This is the lens you need. This is the camera you need. This is what you need to take better photographs. Hey, Lightroom preset, cinematic LUT. AI-generated thumbnails teaching AI-generated techniques for AI-generated content. 1,000 channels all saying the same thing, just different words. Nobody was teaching why Caravaggio's light just stops you in your tracks. Why Rembrandt's triangle and his warmth, creates intimacy. Why Hopper's empty spaces feel more human than crowded frames. Dali's distortion, O'Keeffe's florals. I realized I've been afraid to teach what I actually know, because I'm almost 60. I'm not a 20-something-year-old YouTuber, and because I thought it was too late. But Caravaggio was 38 years old when he created his masterpieces. Rembrandt created his best work in his 60s. George O'Keeffe painted until she was 96 years old. So it's never too late to create what you want to create. So here's what I'm going to do differently. Every video on this channel will teach you something about photography through the lens of a master painter. Not to copy them, but to understand why their technique has survived centuries when trends on YouTube come and go like the wind. Caravaggio, how he used darkness to reveal truth. How single light sources can create drama. How he painted real people, prostitutes, beggars, street kids, turned them into saints. I'll show you how to shoot the Vietnam streets, American cities, your own neighborhood with his eye. Rembrandt, more to him than just the triangle of light that everybody talks about. How he created warmth through human connection. We'll shoot portraits on the street that feel like you're looking at someone's soul. Hopper, urban isolation, empty spaces. The loneliness of modern life captured with obsession. Your city will never look the same. Dali, surrealism in rain, motion, long exposures, lots of good stuff. O'Keeffe's florals, abstracts, finding the monumental in the intimate. All these things and more. This is not about nostalgia. It's about fighting back. Because right now, YouTube is drowning in AI-generated content. Thumbnails made by algorithms, scripts written by ChatGPT, photos created by typing prompts into Midjourney. And it's all the same, soulless, regurgitated, cannibalizing itself. But you know what AI can't do? Can't stand in a Vietnamese market just waiting for the sun to come across a vendor's face and capture that moment just at the right time. It can't feel the weight of a vintage Helios lens that's older than most YouTubers. It can't spend 30 years traveling throughout Southeast Asia and a little bit everywhere, collecting life experience and pouring that into every single frame I take. Human creativity will always transcend algorithmic content, and I'm here to prove that. Every week, my goal is to release a deep dive tutorial. Long-form videos teaching you a master's painting technique applied to modern photography. We'll study the original paintings, break down the lighting, composition, emotional intent. Then I'll take the streets of Vietnam or my travels back to the US or wherever I am and show you how to shoot it yourself. And here's the key. You don't need expensive gear. I'll show you how to use an iPhone to a mirrorless camera to pretty much any kind of camera you got or any kind of lenses that you use. Caravaggio didn't have autofocus. Rembrandt never had a light meter. This technique will transcend the tool. And that's what a camera is, it's just a tool. This is what I've been shooting in Vietnam. Caravaggio's chiaroscuro in a noodle shop. Rembrandt's window light on a child's face. Hopper's isolation in a doorway. I didn't plan these, I just saw them. Because once you understand how the masters saw light, you can't unsee it. This is what I want to give you. Not presets, not LUTs, not cinematic trends that'll be dead in 6 months, but I want to teach you how to see like artists who've been dead for centuries, but whose work still makes you stop breathing when you see it. I'm almost 60 years old. I've been alone pretty much most of my life, traveling, and a lot of miles on the road. I've read constantly, studied obsessively, and collected some vintage glass like most people collect stamps. I've lived in Vietnam for years now, and I'll probably retire here. This is my life. And I spent 30 years thinking that I missed my moment. I should have done this in my 30s. I'm too old to start a YouTube channel teaching art history and photography. But then I remembered Caravaggio was murdered at 38 years old. He created his entire legacy in 15 years. Rembrandt went bankrupt and painted his greatest works in poverty. O'Keeffe was told she was too old, too female, too weird. They all just kept creating anyway. So here's what I know. If you're 25, 55, 75, if you think it's too late, if you're afraid you're not good enough, you don't have the right tools, if you're drowning in algorithmic content and you're wondering if human creativity even matters anymore, well, it does. Always has, always will. And I'm gonna prove it every single week. Next video is gonna drop in a couple days. Why Caravaggio's 400-year-old rebellion changed how I shoot in Vietnam. We're gonna talk about St. Matthew, how his single light technique transcended, and we're gonna go out on the streets of Vietnam and put it into practice. After that, Rembrandt, Hopper, Dali, O'Keeffe, Jackson Pollock. Like and subscribe if you believe that human creativity will transcend all algorithms. Comment below which master painter you'd like to see me do next. And let's prove together that soul-driven art will always matter more than AI-generated slop. I'm Brian. Welcome to the Path of Bri. Let's create something real.